Check it real quick. I just got the alerts.
Yeah.
And we got straight into it. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. And again, a couple brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, back with another Thursday live. To update on a couple, things that's been going on, whether it's dealing with finances, and the economy, food crisis, epidemics, sicknesses. There's many things, me and a brother that the Lord allow us to touch on, and on these Thursday lives. As you see from the title, we got a few things that we'll speak on today, which shouldn't be that long, Lord willing. Lord willing, we get straight to the point. But as you see, it got the rainbow flag. Right? It got the rainbow flag. And we'll get into, why that's there. Because you got this new law that was passed, in pre-K through, I think, 8th grade, to where they starting to teach LGBT ideology in schools. And they said, parents, you can't take your children out of it. You can't opt out of it, man. Deal with it. You see, even if you got a religious belief, deal with it. You ain't getting them out of this. And a judge passed it, and this judge, Biden put him in place. So he down with the agenda. What you see next, it says lawlessness, and that's one of the things that's prophesied in the scriptures to happen here in these latter days. For chaos to ensue, for these people to lose their mind. One, how hard times is, man. Two, you got people with the juice in them, losing jobs, struggling, no money. So yes, we about to see much more lawlessness ramp up here in these coming days. And then it says Americans out of money, and that's all of us. Right. Everybody's struggling. Them white boys at my job, they supposedly got it right. You got the trucks, the F-150. Their wife got the Acura SUV. Take family portraits every year, but they crying, they struggling.
Yeah.
See, credit cards maxed out. That ain't the way no more, man. And that's also gonna lead to chaos. And then you got debanking Christians, right? Which the brother go touch on for they believe. Oh, and that's another thing with Bishop Nate.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let you speak on it, but you got debanking Christians and implants next, right? So that's a couple of things that we want to talk on here in this segment. And I'll give you guys something. You got it, bro.
Yeah, I also want to speak about the border crisis that's going on right now. They said about 6,000 immigrants are crossing the border every day here in Texas, man. And there's a few videos going around on TikTok, a few clips on YouTube, but you can see it's thousands of people, man. And it's not just so-called Latino people, okay? It's Asians, it's Arabs, it's all kind of nations, all right? And as Apostle Hart said, I believe this is all, orchestrated by the elites. Okay, they have these open borders for a reason, man. All these people coming over here won't be documented. They're trying to get a better life, so-called, maybe. Who knows? But it's going to lead to more hell, man. To more hell in these streets. And it's all prophecy, but it's a lot going on. Also, you had the UN meeting, the UN General Assembly, took place here, with them talking about the Sustainable Development Goals, man, on the 18th, which was Monday. And then they somewhat spoke on it on Tuesday as well. But mainly they covered that topic of those 17 Sustainable Development Goals on Monday, man, and how pretty much they want to implement those goals here in America. And we're seeing, different laws being passed, different things happening in this country, man, to allow those goals to take place. But all hell has to break loose so that those goals can be implemented as the way of order, okay, of the new way of doing things. You're having digital IDs, and your digital ID being tied to your bank account, and so on and so forth, man. These are the plans of the elites, and we here at Great Millstone been talking about these things for a long time. I know, especially here on these Thursday lives, we constantly preach about these things, man, to give you brothers and sisters warning. All right, so go ahead. All right.
I said I got a quick precept and we can hop into it. This Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 14. It says, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give thee light. So it's time for our people to wake up and really understand what's going on. Like it's saying in Romans, I think 11, that the night is far spent and the day is at hand. We've been in this captivity in black culture too long, man. You know, believing the so-called white man, everything he see on the news, too long. Well, now the Lord said it's time to wake up, because it says, verse 15, and see then that ye walk circumspectly. And the Lord have awoken us to what's really going on now, saying we in the truth. It's time for us to walk circumspectly, you know. And when you go into the word circumspect, you know, you got the word circum or circumference in there, which is all the way around, and spec, which is to see. So we got to pay attention to what's going on in the earth. There's a lot of things, man. There's so much happening. It's impossible to keep up with everything. You know, right. It's impossible to get an article for everything and touch on in his life. So that's why some things we just have to mention, you know, and for y'all brothers and sisters out there to go check on what we saying, man, to go look it up. But there's a lot happening. And since there's a lot happening, that make it easier to be caught up, because at the same time, important events are taking place or legislation is getting passed to bring it to an event. At the same time, they got bread and circus going on. They got NFL just started back up. Colorado, Dion.
Yeah, right.
I've been tuning in. I'm fucking with it. I'm about to give me a Colorado hat, you know?
Right.
But look, Colorado, you see, social media, as many different things that's happening on the right side as far as the prophecies, and as many different distractions that's happening on the left side. That's why I say right here, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil, man. Pay attention and be in his word, because why? All hell about to break loose. You see, it's about to, a lot of evil gonna come. And I want to get this one of these articles in Seattle. The police told the citizens, if a criminal come up to you, just let him get whatever, because we ain't gonna help you. So you feel me? So stuff like that is coming, and it says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. You got it, bro.
You got a precept here in Luke chapter 17. All right, this is Luke chapter 17, starting at verse 26. It says, and as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. So Yahushua, he's comparing his second return unto the days of Noah. And he's about to explain what was happening during the days of Noah. It says they did eat, they drank, they married wives. They were given in marriage unto the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. So pretty much what he's saying is this, man. When Noah was out there building the ark, right? We know according to the scriptures, he was preaching, he was prophesying about the flood to come, telling Jake to repent. But Jake was doing what? Living a so-called normal life, everyday life of getting married, having parties, you know, turning up, man. Focusing on their so-called wants and their needs and their goals. But when Noah entered that ark with those animals, man, and the Lord closed them in, it was instant hell. It was instant chaos, okay, in which those people were destroyed by the flood, man. Don't be those people, brothers and sisters, okay? Don't be destroyed because you're focusing on something in this world, man. Trying to achieve something in this life. Yes, you take care of your business, you know, and you do your thing, man. But don't get caught up in this freaking world, man. Lest you get caught unawares, okay? And verse 28 says, likewise as it was in the days of Lot, okay? And the brother better go into, you know, a few things concerning the days of Lot. It says they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built it. Okay, and we're seeing the same thing today. It says, but the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. So he's on the come, man. But the people who are being wicked, being abominable, you will be left behind, man, and destroyed. Okay? And I'll jump down here to verse 32. And then, brother, you got it out. Verse 32 says, remember Lot's wife. It's a small statement, but it's a heavy statement, man. And why did the Lord say that? Because Lot's wife, her mind was tied to Sodom, okay? Even though she had a righteous husband, her mind, her life was wrapped up in that society. And the angels told her and Lot and her daughters not to look back. But what did she do? She took one final look, which cost her life, man. Don't be like Lot's wife, okay? Don't try to, step back into that world, because you might just get caught out there, man. Stick to the Lord, okay? Go ahead, Doc.
All right, so what happened to it? So starting off, as you see in the title, we got the rainbow flag, man. And as you see from this article, which was put out yesterday, 9/20, on Natural News, and it says Biden appointed judge rules parents can't opt children out of school lessons promoting LGBT ideology. So not only is they pushing this on your child, putting this on all the cartoons, right? Your child got a tablet, they're sneaking in a tablet on a game somewhere, But now as they pushing it in school, now they telling the parents you can't take your child out of it. Let's hop into it. And look, she mad, look. But it says, and I mind you, this is just what they reporting on. Who knows what's really going on in them schools, man? Because now you got teachers non-binary, teachers who don't even know if they are a woman or a man. So what you think they gonna do as a leader supposed to be teaching children? Come on, man. But it says Maryland District Court Judge, Judge Deborah Boardman, a woman, has denied a request injunction from a group of parents representing various faith traditions who sought to opt their children out of LGBT themed storybook lessons in Montgomery County public schools. It says Boardman, appointed by President Joe Biden. So look, going right along with the agenda, and a lot of these people who are set up in places of authority. Hold on real quick, guys. A lot of these people who are set up in places of authority, they was appointed to go along with the agenda, man. The same people who put in the government positions, they put there to go along with the agenda. So this person was set up by Joe Biden. It says, denied the injunction on August 24th. This court decision comes just around a year after the Montgomery County Board of Education officially adopted over 20 pro-LGBT books for students from pre-K through 8th grade. Come on, man. These children supposed to be running, playing a tetherball, right? But they want to get this information to them. They're supposed to be checking out Noel David and Junie B. Jones, but they want to get this to them, though. And going on, it says parents were initially able to opt their children out of hearing these books being read. However, earlier this year, the school board decided to remove this option, sparking outrage from parents from a variety of faiths, including Muslims and Christians of different backgrounds, including Catholics and Eastern Orthodox. These parents note that all they wanted was to shield their children from pro-rainbow flag ideologies at such a young age. This collective outrage then fueled the desire of the parents to file a lawsuit. The parents argued that the no opt-out policy, which forbade parents from excusing their children, from lessons on transformerism, gender identity, and pro-rainbow flag narratives, violated their First Amendment rights to free exercise and free speech, as well as their 14th Amendment rights. However, Boardman denied the request, talking about the judge, denied the request and argued that the parents had not provided sufficient evidence of the potential for indoctrination, despite the claims that these materials are objectionable and could lead to indoctrination. So look, the judge said, you ain't got enough evidence that your child even go believe, so we gonna do it. And it says, Boardman further reasoned that the school mandated, let's read that again, that the school mandated rainbow flag curriculum did not conflict with the freedom of the parents to practice their religions, but the Supreme Court declared otherwise. It says, even if, check this out, it says, even if their children's exposure to religiously offensive ideas make the parents' efforts less likely to succeed, that does not amount to a government-imposed burden on their religious exercises. So in other words, if what we telling them, right, is in opposition to what your religious belief, in other words, it's saying, well, deal with it. Deal with it. We're going to do it. It says religious, you got some, Mark?
No, go ahead, brother.
Kind of says religious parents of children in Montgomery County are set to file an appeal against the ruling. And you know what, it goes on. And that's pretty much all I wanted to get on that. Now I'm going to get one precept real quick in that second. You know, I got to get that second address out. Let me see, 2. And I'll go to the next thing I had. But the point I wanted to bring this out is because, look, this ain't just in Montgomery County. This happening, look, all over America, man. And again, it ain't just in schools with the books. They pushing this on TV shows. So look, watch it, especially I'm telling my woman, man, watch what they be watching. You watch it too, to make sure. Because they putting all kind of filth in these children faces. Why? Because they starting young. They start them off young. So when they grow up, they already got them. Just like in Sodom and Gomorrah in Genesis 19, it says old people surrounded Lot house and young people, man. The same thing going on today. They start them off young, but let me snag this real quick. This is 2 Ezra 2. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah. Hey, look, I say that real quick. Just like in ancient Rome, Lord willing, I'll do a video in the morning on my early morning getting, hopefully. But back in ancient Rome, there was known, pedos. And what they would do back in ancient Rome is that if a grown an old man got with a young boy, it wasn't looked at as something wrong. They were looked at as this young boy being introduced to manhood. So from the ages of, let's say, like 5 or 6 years old, they will have sexual intercourse with the little boy until he's like 12 or 13. That was his introduction to manhood. Okay. This is the sickness of Babylon the Great. Because, Slakia of ancient Rome, but this same mindset will be promoted here in Babylon, man. They're going to freak these kids out, bro. I really believe that sooner or later, they will allow minor attracted people, right? Because they call them MAPs. They're called minor attracted people, man. They will be allowed to openly, have a relationship with a child, man. And you won't be able to say nothing against it, bro. These are the steps leading to that, okay? Like, this is some sick shit, bro. Go ahead, Doc.
Let me snag this real quick. Because again, what they're doing, they're protecting the rights of these rainbow flag people, man. To the point you can't tell them nothing, right? You can't have no say so of your little 5-year-old son. If he say he want to be a girl, and if you say something, the laws could come after you, man. Right. But they're giving protection and rights to these people. Again, these parents tried to take them to court, but the judge shot that down quick because the judge was the one who made the decision. Let me get this real quick. This is 2 Ezra 2 and 8. It says, "Woe be unto thee, Ashur," which America is spiritually likened unto a couple different kingdoms. right? It says, woe be unto thee, assure, thou that hidest the unrighteous in thee. Now, there's a lot of unrighteous, or should I say, there's a lot of wickedness that could be declared as unrighteous. But specifically, what unrighteous deed is it talking about right here? And again, it says, thou that hidest. Now, matter of fact, let me get it real quick. Hide definition. Because that word hide, it also goes into protect. You know, somebody on the run, they run to you, hey, bro, hide me out. You know, let me stay here. What they doing? They want you to protect them. Now, real quick, this that word hide on Merriam-Webster dictionary definition, straight to it. It says to put out of sight or to conceal for shelter or what? Protection. Protection, right? So let's see what these people are protecting. What type of unrighteousness? 2 Ezra 2:8. Woe be unto thee, assure, thou that hidest or protect the unrighteous in thee. O thou wicked people, remember what I did unto Sodom and Gomorrah. The same unrighteousness is going on. America are protecting these people. That's why you go back into Genesis 19. You don't think them people had to say so back in Sodom and Gomorrah for them just to bombard Lot house like that? To beat on it. They went to this man's house, beat on his door, said, come out. It said everybody of the whole city like that came out. You don't think they had some type of say so? Come on, man.
Right. They was entitled. They were very, very entitled by their actions and, you know, their comments. So you know that their so-called governors and their officials and their kings was all into that, man. And they had laws in the book for them to just do whatever. And the Bible lets us know that there was wicked exceedingly. So they was going above and beyond back in ancient Sodom and Gomorrah, man. This same spirit is being pushed here in Babylon the Great, man. All right, and the brother also got a precept too, hot. But he got Ecclesiastes 1:99. Now let me check my Bible.
Hey, I got a big that brother adding to the scriptures.
I'll check my Bible out. Hey, brother, what kind of precept that is? 1:99.
That brother has Psalms.
No, it's a typo. I know it's a typo, bro.
Yeah, he in Psalms 119.
Here's Psalm 118, man. It says, the thing that had been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun, right, brother? The same energy is being pushed in here in Babylon, man. And this place is known as what? Spiritually Sodom and Egypt, okay? America also is Rome 2.0, okay? The only difference between the ancient Roman Empire and America is a cell phone.
Right.
That's it. It's just a cell phone, man. But the same holidays, the same morals, or the same laws of ancient Rome is here in Babylon the Great. Now, some things are just tweaked here and there, but it's the same doggone thing, man. If you know about ancient Rome, okay? Go ahead, Doc.
Kind of, I finish this and I move on. 2 Ezra 2:8 again. Woe be unto thee, assure, or even America, thou that hidest or protect the unrighteous in thee. O thou wicked people, remember what I did unto Sodom and Gomorrah, whose land lieth in clouds of pitch and heaps of ashes. Even so also will I do unto them that hear me not, saith Yahweh power, saith the Lord Almighty. So what you think coming to this place? Even worse. Like, man, this brother did a lesson a while back going into, like I said in Peter, that the Lord gave Sodom and Gomorrah as an ensample. Well, America, look, they overlooked the ensample or example that the Lord gave on what not to do and falling into the same trap, but even worse, man. So we can expect a judgment likened unto Sodom to come here, which is fire. Right now, I threw that article in the chat so y'all can check it out. Now I'm gonna move on. Now, this next one again is from National News, and this was put out 2 days ago on the 19th. And it says, now, why I want to get this going into the point of how we know times will get hard. And Yahweh Shai said what in Matthew 24? That since iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Roughly paraphrasing, I'll get it here in a few. But one thing we can expect is lawlessness to increase. 2 Ezra 15, right? You know, I said, which I ain't gonna get it right now, but the people will be able to do what they want. Well, this is a small example. And look, all hell ain't even break loose. And look at what these police talking about. It says Seattle law enforcement tells citizens it can't protect them. But their whole slogan is to serve and protect. Now they just got the suit on just to say they're a cop. Ain't nobody look, especially these women, man. Oh my. In the times we coming in, ain't gonna be no 911 to call. But it says Seattle law enforcement tells citizens it can't protect them. Protect them. It says give criminals whatever they're looking for. And, you know, second address and many other places where it says it's gonna be so hard, people gonna be running in houses taking what they want, man. But it says the best thing to do if you are ever confronted by criminals while in Seattle, and look, Seattle, that was just a test spot. You know, when they had the what it was called, like a couple years ago, a Haven City, like where you can go again, you know, where they defund the police and all that. I forget what they was calling it, right? But it was a lot going on. The police left. They burnt down the Seattle Police Department, if I'm not mistaken, all doing it like the George Floyd shit, right? So that been going on. But Seattle ain't gonna be the only place. But it says the best thing to do if you are ever confronted by criminals while in Seattle is to simply give them whatever they're looking for, according to King County Sheriff David Robinson. Instead of trying to fight criminals when they attempt to, say, steal your car, Robinson suggests that residents and visitors of Seattle give up their keys and avoid provoking these robbers and thieves. It says, I'll play it, right? I'll play the video. But it says staged jackings are a major problem in Seattle, just like now they are in San Francisco and surrounding Bay Area communities. And because all of these cities and areas have lessened their police presence, criminals are becoming increasingly bolder, right? Increasingly bolder in committing blatant acts of crime in broad daylight. Let's play a little bit of me. It's a short little vid.
Officials say that victim was okay, but say if you fall victim to a crime like this, officials say that victim was okay, but say if you fall victim to a crime like this, just give the criminals what they want.
I would recommend that people not force the issue, that they give up their car keys and give two people with firearms, you know, whatever they're looking for.
Come on, man. So even the police telling you, look, don't fight back and don't call us. Don't call us, man. But check it out. It says increasingly lawlessness is a sign of the times. And indeed it is. Let me get a precept. Indeed it is. This is go to the blue letter. This is Matthew 24 real quick, because it actually mentioned lawlessness.
All right, can I say it real quick, brother?
Uh-huh.
For you women out there, we know that 911 is the backbone of your pride and arrogancy. What you gonna do when there's no 911? You wicked women out there, right? The only reason why that you haven't really just been destroyed and mutilated by men, all right, these crazy men out here, is because of 911. But a lot of men got a lot of pressure built up. You've been doing a lot of wickedness for decades, okay? When these streets really get real and these lights really go off, it's going to be open season on you. Guarantee. It's going to be open season.
Mm-hmm.
And all that, I don't need a man, and, you know, niggas ain't shit, and so on and so forth. When the cops can't help you, who's going to help you? Deshaun? Lil Kiki? No. No one will help you, okay? And the Most High is going to see to it that you're judged. Go ahead, brother Salakia.
That's right. There's Matthew 24:12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Now I want to get that word iniquity, because what it say right here? Increasingly lawlessness is a sign of the times. Well, the scripture just says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many gonna wax cold. Now, when you get this word iniquity, it's G458 anomia, and check it out. What it says: the condition of without law. You see? In other words, lawlessness. Violating it, it says contempt and violation of the law, iniquity, wickedness, man. So lawlessness, because lawlessness go abound, the love of many gonna wax cold. In other words, people ain't gonna care no more. People gonna start doing what they want to do. Family, friends. And why iniquity go abound? Why will lawlessness abound? Because time's getting hard, man. Time's getting hard. And all signs point to these people revolting. You know? But let's get back into this article. So it says, to give Robinson some credit, talking about that, the sheriff, his advice is probably the smartest advice that he can offer to Seattleites. And things considered, it says, since the city's police presence has dwindled since George Floyd, and because violent crime is up big time, it makes sense to avoid unneeded confrontations in the event that a carjacker, say, demands your vehicle and you are ill-equipped to handle it yourself. On the other hand, if Seattle had a greater police presence, there would be fewer carjackings in the first place. Oh, and remember we talked about a couple months ago, Walk, with the no cash bail thing in Chicago?
Right.
Yeah, that went into effect, I think, 2 days ago. You see? So stuff like stalking. I seen, like, if you stalk somebody, you ain't gotta pay no bail, they'll just let you out. Look, little misdemeanors. And it's certain, I think they said certain felonies you might get let off without paying a bond. You just gotta go to a little detention. That's it. So in other words, people about to start just doing shit. If it ain't no punishment, you know, if I ain't got to come on my pocket and pay to get out, well, shit. I mean, it's a slap on the wrist. Why not? And it says, if Seattle was a city that valued the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms, more criminals will be deterred from committing crimes because they themselves want to avoid getting shot in a confrontation.
A deterred.
Okay, kind of throw out a deterred. And it goes into a little more. But I'm gonna move on though, because I don't want to be too long. But it says we must rise up and demand that authorities get tough on crime and support law enforcement. Is how other hopes things will be handled moving forward. Right. But let me get one more, and I'm gonna play one video. You got it, bro. This 2 Ezra 14, real quick. 2 Ezra 14. I'm gonna jump down. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start up 14 and 14. And when you go up, the context, Ezra was being told by the angel, look, the end of the world is coming. You almost there. So if Ezra is almost there, we way down the line from him. So we here. So therefore, seeing we here, verse 13, now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people, and comfort such as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of men, and put off now the weak nature. What these people worried about, we got to let them things go. Because look, we going through it too. We suffering too. Right? In this next video, I'm going to play look, Sam Cassell. It says, Americans running out of money. Then they got to use their credit cards, and that's maxed out. You know? So that's coming next, man. But going back to 2 Ezra 14, it says, and set aside, verse 15, the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. And it's the point I wanted. Verse 16, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So we thought CV was something, the riots and all that with George Floyd. That's nothing compared to what's about to happen. It says, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase. So much the more shall evils increase, right? Increasingly, lawlessness is a sign of the times. That's prophecy. It says, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein, man. So again, we definitely in that time. And again, who knows what's gonna happen, whether it's gonna be event or what. But things are already set into place, man. But if you ain't got nothing, like I plays two vids and you got it, bro.
Yeah, I'll just say a few words concerning Houston. Crime has increased drastically here in Houston, Texas, man. If you have the Newsbreak app or if you watch the local news here in Houston, Texas, almost every segment is about gun violence, robbery, okay? Graping, all manner of just lewdness, man, here in Houston, Texas. Now, they try, to so-called, give an explanation to why crime is increasing, but really it's prophecy, man. As a brother, went into earlier, the love of many shall wax cold. And people are struggling, man. Like, people are struggling, okay? An article came out the other day that people who are making $100,000 a year, I believe like 100,000 to 150K, are now living from paycheck to paycheck. That life they had pre-pandemic is gone. But they're still trying to maintain it, in the clubs, traveling, doing this and doing that. But in the back of their mind, they're like, man, damn, I ain't gonna have no money when I get back to the house. I'm gonna have to, cut back on this, cut back on that. It's real out here, man. It's real, bro. But we haven't seen nothing yet, bro. Okay, the little shit we're looking at, this is baby shit, bro. This is baby shit. You wait till you see motherfuckers in the streets by the crowds, okay? Getting busy, looting, all right, like real deal, going into HEB and just taking shit. People come right now going into HEB, like everybody, come, go in, pay a little shit. Wait till mobs go in there and just start just ransacking shit, bro. They ain't gonna know that we're in them times, man, of secondary to 15 and 16. Go ahead, brother.
And then when you go up in there, you spend your last lil that you even got saved up, and when you come out, there's a mob waiting for you.
Waiting on this shit.
Yeah. And really, they're gonna wait till you get in your car, because some might not even have cars and gas and all that. So they're just gonna wait till you pack it, then come after you.
Right.
What we be seeing on movies and all that, they get that from somewhere, man. That's real life scenarios right there. But I'll go ahead and play these two vids. I'm gonna just play like maybe 4 minutes of each. They talking about the same thing, but Jake make the we ain't got Esau this week. We got two Jakes. We got Sam Cassell and this other dude. That this ain't Sam Cassell, I'm making a joke, but so I'm gonna play him first. Now what he gonna go into is that how Americans during the time of the lockdowns with CV, they was able to sit at home and save up money, right? Save up. But when they came out, they started splurging. And now since times get hard, it ain't no more money left. They savings gone. And now since you came out and you have less money, the prices on everything shot up, man. And so they talking about the Fed in October, which is a couple more days from now, saying Americans go run out of money. Let me go ahead and take it off mute. I'm gonna play it. And I got it on 1.5 speed because Jake talking slow. He walked around his pool like 2 times without saying nothing. So I'm gonna play it on 1.5 speed.
What's up, good people? I hope y'all are having a fantastic weekend. I just wanted to spend a few minutes with you today on a live and tell you that the Fed has predicted that Americans will run out of money by October 2023. That's shocking news because Americans had $2.1 trillion in personal savings just a couple of years ago, 2021 to be exact. Now, according to the Fed's numbers, that personal savings for Americans is down to 1.9 billion, from 2.1 trillion down to 1.9 billion. What happened to all this personal savings that Americans had? In order to answer that question, we got to rewind back to the pandemic when the whole country shut down. People were forced to stay home. They couldn't go to restaurants. They couldn't travel. Most importantly, they were afraid that the country would never recover. So people started doing what? They stopped spending. They started cutting back. They started saving their money for a rainy day. Coupled with that, the government decided, hey, in order to get people to start spending again, let's pump some money into the financial system through the form of stimulus checks.
So I'm gonna say this real quick and I'm gonna play it. So when people stopped spending because times was hard, they said, well, let's give them stimulus checks to make sure they, we still got money coming in though. Because they sitting at home, they ain't really spending, times get hard. We need to give them something so they can go out there and keep this economy going. So seeing people is being like that again, times hard, people ain't trying to spend. People ain't really want to go out to clubs, right? Did you get 2 drinks at the happy hour instead of 5, right? No more buying for the table. No more doing what people want to do, man, and how they wanted to do it. So people starting to save money. So look, last time it was stimulus checks. Man, this brother's been talking about, they talking about UBIs, universal basic income, digital stimulus checks. Because people ain't trying to spend as they did no more because they don't have it. And America needs you to do that, man. But
in order to get businesses going again, let's turn on the money printer. Let's start giving them interest-free loans in the form of PPP, EIDL, all types of SBA type of loans for businesses to be able to reopen really on the government's dime and start welcoming people back again. So that savings rate skyrocketed. In 2022, Americans started spending again. Pandemic was in the rearview mirror. People felt like, you know something? I want to start spending some money. But what people didn't realize was our cost of goods and services were skyrocketing. And the main one that skyrocketed was housing costs. From 2020 to 2023, rents have went up by 18%, guys. Used car prices have went up by 44%. Gas has went up by 30%. And then food costs, well, it's went up tremendously. $100 that you would have spent for groceries pre-pandemic is going to cost you $150 post-pandemic right now. And what did that do to inflation? Inflation went through the roof. At the high water mark, inflation was 9%, guys, in June of 2022. And Americans just didn't quite realize it. But they're going to realize it real soon. Just like the Fed said, they're going to run out of money in October of 2023. And here's going to add insult to injury. Student loans. You're going to have to start paying for those student loans again in October as well of 2020.
Right, student loans. So look, as people don't have money and the Fed saying we think y'all gonna be out of savings or damn near depleted from all y'all got and y'all credit cards maxed out anyway, y'all got to pay them loans. Y'all got to start paying back on them loans. People about to be in straits, man. We in shit. Us too. But again, this is needed though. This is needed, and this is making a way for that digital currency to come, man. This is just Esau little tactics that he doing. He want these people to struggle. He want chaos to come so he can bring the solution.
Right.
Oh, and Esau, he don't like to let people know that he's failing. And what I mean is, with the debt, it's $33 trillion in debt. Now, Esau, he'll stage something, a false flag or some type of event and blame it on the event instead of just the economy and his dumbass decisions. So seeing the economy going down, 33 trillion in debt, people ain't got money, people they asking questions. In America, they don't like to own up to shit. So what they're going to do, as we've been talking about, man, expect some type of event. Remember, when the economy was already going down, gas was already going up. And then what? CV came and they blamed it on CV. No, it was already happening. So now they need something else to blame it on. So come on, man. I'm going to play a little bit more.
23. So you got to understand, 43 million Americans have student loans. And you think about it, let's say $300 to $400 per month for those 43 million Americans. That's going to start again, guys, in October of 2023. And I don't believe those 43 million people are ready for that. We better do something. Now, a lot of you might say, well, hey, man, thank you for the information. That's great. We could have read that online. We can go online and read all these statistics. Tell us something new. Better yet, give us a solution, right? And I agree with you. I want a solution, too. If the personal savings rate went from 2.1 trillion to 1.9 billion, basically $100 billion a month. The personal savings for Americans is depleting at $100 billion per month. That's why the Fed said you're going to run out in 2023. But here's the solution. Stop spending money on stuff you don't need.
Right. And really, it ain't no solution. It's going to happen anyway. You see, all these things going to happen anyway. And I'm going to play another little quick one. I'm going to get a precept, and you got it, bro. All right, man.
What's up, YouTube? Listen, family, how many of you guys are living paycheck to paycheck and struggling to make ends meet? Do me a favor and let me know down in the comments below. All right, check this out. Before we dive into today's video, do me a favor. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you help this video get at least 1,000 likes. The Fed said Americans are exhausting their excess savings and could run out of funds this quarter, Fed study says. Guys, the Fed is predicting that Americans will run out of money by October 2023. So today is already mid-September. They are saying, they are projecting, the studies are already telling them that Americans and what we have in terms of what's in our savings will be depleted as early as October of 2023, October of this year. I'm going to ask the question again. Let me know, are you guys struggling? Is the cost of living, is how expensive everything is it putting you in a bind? Is it causing some hardships? Okay. I want to know if you live in paycheck to paycheck and if ends are struggling to meet, if you're having to pick up a side hustle, pick up a second job. I want to know what my tribe is actually facing and dealing with. All right. Again, these studies came out, and so it's not just some pie in the sky. These are actual issues that are plaguing the American people. Okay, everyday people. Americans are burning through excess savings and could run out as soon as Q3. As of June, the Fed estimates show the U.S. households held less than 190 billion of aggregate excess in savings. With excess savings dwindling, Americans have leaned on their credit cards for spending. That leads me to the next thing I want to talk to you guys about today. And that's about, are you using credit cards to help supplement your life? Because the cost of living is so high, because housing is so high, because food is so high, because gas is so high. Let me know how many of you have had to resort to using your credit card more than normal, using your credit card because it's the only way to make things stretch. I want to hear all about it. Listen, guys, I'm bringing these things up because the American people are under a lot of pressure right now, okay? And then to make matters worse, we have student loans picking back up, and that just exacerbates an already problematic issue. And with that being said, I know it is a struggle because one thing, I'm able to talk to a lot of you every single day via coaching calls, okay? Via one-on-one coaching. And
that's pretty much it. I'm gonna move on. And another thing happening too, just to mention it, not just talking about Americans running out of money, but they also talking about a government shutdown as well in 2023. Right? Now I'm gonna put all this in the chat so y'all can check it out at your leisure, but they also talking about a government shutdown. Now, I'm going to read this real quick. It says, what is a government shutdown? A shutdown occurs when there is neither a full year spending bill nor a CR in effect for a department or agency whose budget has an expiration date. I'm going to jump down. It says, for many parts of government, the expiration date occurs at least once per year at the end of fiscal year, which runs from October 1st. Oh, ain't Halloween coming up? Ain't this a time they be doing all, Esau be doing all kind of stuff?
Right.
To September 30th. If a deal was not in place by October 1st, some federal agencies and programs will lack approved annual funding from Congress. Now, I ain't gonna read the whole thing, but when you go into it, they talking about Social Security being taken away, right? I just read a little bit right here, right? People getting laid off from the government, so on and so forth. Places not being open. So that's another thing to look into. I read this. These some things that could affect the nation's military, including salaries and benefits, public health programs, including what that is, WIC and shit like that. I mean, not WIC, but Medicaid, Obamacare, right? Health programs, that's gonna be affected. It says including disease detection and prevention, some veteran benefits, farm loans through the Department of Agriculture. Farmers gonna be struggling again. It says transportation to build and repair roads, highways, and bridges, as well as maintain air traffic control. And what else? Income support programs designed to help those most in need, including low-income women and children. No more. So if that happened, hey, we about to, I'm gonna get this. We're gonna see this. And you got it, all right. Now I just wanted to get that real quick to show, look, times getting hard for people. And look, ain't nobody trying to put up with this no more, man. Children struggling, people struggling, and ain't got no answers. It's going to lead up to one thing. 2 Ezra 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. It says, matter of fact, let me get this one. 2 Ezra 15 in the GNT. Let me get that GNT. Same thing in the GNT. 2 Ezra 15 and 14. It says, the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. There will be great political turmoil, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. And there will be no longer free access to the cities, more lockdowns. And it's the point. Verse 18, because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. Lawlessness. We read that earlier. Lawlessness. All these things happen, go bring more lawlessness. Driven by what? What's going to cause it, though, is the point. What's going to cause confusion? What's going to cause lawlessness? Verse 19, driven by famine and terrible suffering. Come on, man. And people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. Why? Because they don't have it. They don't got money to get it, and they don't got it. So they need to feed their family, so they come and take yours. These are times we coming in, man. Again, all these things that we just read will be driven by hard times. Everybody ain't gonna just sit back and just let it happen no more. Matter of fact, you got it. But the brother put in the KJV, for there shall be sedition among men. They're gonna revolt against the government and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, which is the government, the police. So these citizens ain't gonna care about them. It says, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Just like it said right here. Lawlessness is going to increase, and the police ain't gonna come help you, man. So these are the times we coming in. But you got it, bro.
Yeah, move that thing there.
Yeah, it's on your page. You got it.
Okay, Con. Yeah, man. So, just continuing on, and for time's sake, I just go into one of these videos here. This one, that was put up by Lena Petrova here on YouTube. As you can see, it says going cashless. Implantables next. Australia is going cashless. And we somewhat spoke about this maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Now, as for this video here, Ak, just post it in the chat so that the brothers and sisters can check it out.
Come on.
Very, very interesting, man. Because this was coming up to us all, okay? But especially you guys who got 501c3s, Bishop Nate, IICPK, get ready, man. They're coming for your money, okay? They're going to shut your bank accounts down. But this is a video, that I wanted to, speak about, man, because a cashless society is coming to the world, all right? And they're setting the stage for these CBDCs and ultimately that MOTB, man, all right? Now, before I go into this, I wanted to read a few precepts here, just to set the ground, the foundation, excuse me, all right? This is Acts 15 and verse 18 in the KJV. It says, known unto God, Yahweh, are all his works from the beginning of the world. So all the works of the Lord are known unto him, okay? Nothing is surprising to him, all right? So when you see things like this being spoken about in the world, this is known to the Most High. It's in his word, okay? The Bible speaks about all things, man. This you must know. But you have to have the Holy Spirit to be able to go into the Bible and break these things down, man, as we do here, okay? Starting with our apostles and the elders and the bishops on down. The Bible speaks about a cashless world. It speaks about implantable devices being put in your body, okay? Because it's known to the Lord. This is his word, man. Next precept here, Isaiah 42 and 9. In the NLT, it says, everything I prophesied has come true. And indeed, you can read about prophecies in the Bible that the Lord has spoken about that has come to pass, man. It says, and now I will prophesy again. It's other prophecies, brothers and sisters, that are in the Bible that hasn't come to pass yet. But they will come to pass, all right? We're living in prophecy, man. It says, I will tell you the future before it happens. So in the Bible, we can read about the future. We can read about what is about to happen in the planet Earth, man. You can't go to no other book, to no other scripture, and read about the future, man. Only the Bible, okay? You can't go into the Quran and read about future events that's going to actually happen, okay, or that are happening. But yet people love to try and mate or compare the Quran with the Holy Bible as if it's some, divinely inspired book, as if the Lord gave Muhammad those words and whatnot. No, man. The Quran is complete trash, okay? I don't care if you're offended. The Quran is trash. The Egyptian Book of the Dead, trash. The Epic of Gilgamesh, trash. All of these other books, man, so-called religious books, they're trash. There are no prophecies in there, man. Only the Bible stands alone. And this is how we're able to put these things together, because we're inspired by the scriptures. We know the future, man. And it's all through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Now, I'll read this precept here, and then I'll get into the video. This is Isaiah chapter 41, verse 21. In the NLT, it says, present the case for your idols, said the Lord Yahweh. Let them show what they can do, said the King of Israel. Right. This is a challenge to you people out there who believe in the Quran and these other ideologies. Let them show something, man. Go into the Quran and show us future prophecy, future events. Go to those emojis on the walls of Egypt and break it down to us, man. Tell us what we need to be doing in these times. You can't. But yet you black unconscious guys, you highly exalt Egypt over the scriptures. As if that BS makes sense. It don't make sense, man. Ancient Egypt had its time. It had its glory, okay? Now it's nothing. In fact, the real Egyptians aren't even in the land. They in Sudan. Ishmael got control of Egypt, man. So it's nothing, all right? Verse 22 says, let them try to tell us what happened long ago, so that we may consider the evidence. Or let them tell us what the future holds, so we can know what's going to happen. These other religions can't do that, man. The Bible stands alone, okay? You can go into the Bible and read about the past, okay, of things happened long ago. It's actual evidence of what the Bible speaks about, man, in the planet Earth right now. Case in point, ancient Sodom and Gomorrah. Those cities have been found, man, and nothing is there but sulfur and ash, just as the Bible speaks about, man. Okay? And we have future events in the scriptures that will happen, man. That are happening right now. All right. And the MOTB is a major future prophecy, man. It says, yes, tell us what will occur in the days ahead. They can't. It says, then we will know you are gods, right? If you can go into your religious scriptures and show us the MOTB, show us World War III, show us all hell breaking loose, then we'll acknowledge your gods. But they can't. It says, in fact, do anything, right? The Lord said, just show something, man. It says, good or bad, do something that will amaze and frighten us. They can't. It says, but no, you are less than nothing and can do nothing at all. Those who choose you pollute themselves. So you're wasting your time serving other gods and idols, man, in different religions. The Bible stands alone, okay? And the Bible speaks about this implantable MOTB that's coming to the planet Earth, man, okay? And these nations are moving fast in accomplishing this goal. So here we go.
Different story. Australia is very different from Austria, and the transition to a cashless society doesn't seem to be met with major opposition here. BBC reported that cash is no longer king. You better get ready for future financial transactions to feature facial recognition technology and possibly wearables, hearables, and implantables. Can't make that up. Let me know if that is something you're on board with. Australia.
Now, what she just mentioned, brothers and sisters, is in those 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Their plan is to get your facial recognition, to give you a digital ID and tie it to your bank account, to give you a social credit score, to give you those CBDCs, man. Each country have their own CBDC, but it's all tied together, man, into their blockchain system, okay? That's what's coming to the future very soon, man. In the near future, this is going to be a reality for us all. We all going to have central bank digital currencies, man. But see, the thing is this. When they come with the implantables, right, that MOTB, that's when you deny it, man. That's when you fully depend on your how about you're going to have to. Unless you bend the knee to Esau and take that implantable and seal your fate to be destroyed by your Hawashai, man. All right? But this is what's coming, man.
Yes, transition to a fully cashless society is expected to happen within the next 5 to 8 years. But there are other experts who believe that it may be just a couple of years away, maybe just 3 years away. If you've been a subscriber of mine for a while, you might remember that in a previous video on CBDCs, I mentioned that the Atlantic Council predicted full transition to a digital currency within 5 to 7 years, which of course does appear to be in line with Australia's timeline of going completely cashless. But here's the catch. There was a major event that enabled Australia's transition to a cashless society. And that major event was the introduction of a brand new instant financial settlement system called the New Payments Platform. It was introduced in February of 2023. Now, tell me if that rings a bell. Does that ring a bell? Comment below if you think that it might be similar to the instant system FedNow that was introduced by the Federal Reserve here in the United States in mid-July. So Australia's new payment.
And we've been warning you, brothers and sisters, about the FedNow. Okay? That's the groundwork for it, man. That is the groundwork for it. They're going to use this stuff, man, to bring to pass what they want in the planet Earth, man. Brothers, they want it to how everybody is crying and suffering, okay? People looking for comfort, for a way out, for help. Esau gonna have a solution, man, okay? Hey, look, you come on over here and sign on this dotted line. And you can get your central bank digital currencies, get your digital IDs, and you'll be okay. This is what's coming, man.
Payment platform allows businesses, government agencies, and consumers to make instant payments 24/7, 7 days a week, exactly the same way that FedNow functions. I will end this video with a quote by one of the biggest proponents of a cashless society, Swedish-Australian author and managing director of Think, Anders Sorman Nilsson. Here's what he says. Seamless biometric payments are the key drivers to moving beyond the old idea of credit cards or cash as a physical product, to a digital service that lives in your mobile wallet or smartphone. Your intimate payment relationship will be with your wearable, hearable, or implantable digital device, which you and the artificial intelligence will train to select the right card for the right purchase. This could be for, say, frequent flyer, foreign exchange, or payment term optimization. He even said that advances in facial recognition technology will help us, consumers, become increasingly comfortable scanning our bodies as an identification method. Is that the reality that you want? Comment below. Let me know what you make of all of this. Thank you for watching this video.
Right. And that's called biometrics, okay? And we're seeing the groundwork for that being put out. I'm sure all you brothers and sisters know about how Whole Foods is setting up that thing to where you can just scan your hand and make payments. All gradualism, man. But this is what's coming, brothers and sisters. All right, you got to be aware of these things, man, and put them in your mind, put them in your spirit, because when it hits, there's no turning back, man. It's gonna be up from there, as Jake says. Okay, so I'll just close out with that, but we ready, close it out.
Kanye, you got it, bro.
Come, yeah, man. So praise you, brothers and sisters who tuned in with edified to the spirit. How about Shah, man? And we're gonna close out by giving our praise and glory once again unto Yahweh,
Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Chakwadash.
The abundance unto the apostle and elders of great millstone. Peace and blessings unto the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.